Hello, it's Phillip Taylor speaking from Richmond Green Chambers, and I'm looking this morning at a book from Jordan's, which is in the Family Law imprint. It's this heavy book here, 1,000 pages. It's called The Rights of the Child, Law and Practice, and it's written by Alistair MacDonald, Queen's Counsel. As I said, it's a heavy book. The book itself has got a very useful foreword from Baroness Hale, which sets out what the book's about, then a useful preface from the author. Nice chapter headings in some detail so you can find what you're looking for reasonably quickly. A substantial amount of case law. Then you've got the usual stuff that we expect, and that is paragraph numbering at the sides and very detailed footnotes. And those footnotes, I think, are very important, bearing in mind the detail to which this subject is covered. Towards the back there are some very useful appendices covering the relevant statutes, and again a detailed index at the back. 1,000 pages, it's heavy in all senses of the word, but I think a very useful contribution. This is what we've said about it. We've given it a fairly long title, a major new family law title, the first practitioner's text to deal in detail with the rights of the child in day-to-day practice. And that really covers what this book is about. It's from the Estimable Family Law stable, Jordan's, and Alistair MacDonald has produced a new title that family law practitioners have no doubt been awaiting for some time, covering each of the key rights of the child and their application within the courts of England and Wales. It also contains all the relevant case law and presents the key legal instruments in the appendices. So it's really everything you've got in a one-stop shop, if you like. The current legal environment is one in which all too often children's rights are regarded as somewhat esoteric, sometimes perhaps peripheral, and in which, as the author puts it, even the basic proposition that children have enforceable rights can trigger objections and appears to have militated against the rights of children being articulated fully. And that's really one of the reasons why I think many members of the judiciary, certainly the Court of Appeal, which possibly that comment is partly aimed at, might well like to know about the book and be aware of the amount of work that's gone into it. I'm sure they are, but it's a great contribution to what we're doing. So it's gratifying that this important new title redresses to a considerable degree this somewhat worrying situation as put out by the author. While he states that he's not intending this book to be a scholarly treatment of the subject, although scholarly we would say is genuinely what it is, it does achieve its objective, which is to provide an account of the current law for general practitioners who must deal daily in the courts or tribunals with cases involving children. The book is a practical approach in many ways because it reflects the logical structure in which its detailed and meticulously footnoted content is laid out. And particularly interesting is the chapter on the children's right to identity, which is one of the big issues emerging at the moment, where the main consideration concerning the child's quest to discover his or her identity places the child's best interests, for example, above the father's right to establish whether the child is his. And that subject is obviously going to be of substantial importance in the future, especially with technological developments. Also noteworthy are things like the UN International Convention on Economic, Social and Cultural Rights and so forth, which I think again are very important from an international perspective. As mentioned in the foreword by Baroness Hale, Mr. MacDonald has accomplished a considerable feat in writing a textbook for UK practitioners, which explains the relevance in their day-to-day work of international law on children's rights. As I say, it's got over 1,000 pages. It's a bulky book, but it's got over 100 pages of cases listed, plus statutes, statutory instruments and so forth. And there's a lot of European material too. So in our view, it's a book which should be added to your library for all UK family law practitioners as a matter of urgency. It's certainly a statement on child law which is as up to date as you can get. So thank you very much to Jordan's and to Alistair MacDonald. Bye bye.